Hey there everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at situational awareness, a topic that was requested by a subscriber of mine quite a long time ago. The gameplay that you're seeing is a Mark for Death match on Colony with a Scatterfire R97. So what exactly is situational awareness? I would define it as your ability to read and react to game events in order to make predictions that swing engagements into your favor. There's a handful of very important practices to always keep in your back pocket no matter what game mode you're playing. Some of the most important ones include minimap awareness, team communication, sound whoring, and game mode dependent movement prediction. First, let's break down minimap awareness. Your minimap is your best friend in any FPS that provides one to you, and Titanfall is no exception. Any enemy firing an unsilenced weapon will appear in your minimap instantly, as well as any enemy Titan with every dash. And yes, dashing does make you appear in the minimap, so be very careful of that in game modes like LTS. I see a lot of people just dashing all over the place all the time when they really don't need to be, and it makes you show up on the minimap, so stop doing that. Just a little note. Anyways, when I play, I'm constantly checking my minimap. Every few seconds, without fail, I'm taking a good look at it to see, where my teammates are, as well as where my enemies are. I probably spend about 20% of every match I play just looking at the minimap, and it's important that you do it at the right times as well. Checking the minimap whenever you're in a situation that does not require precision aim is probably the easiest way to go about this. As you're parkouring, you're more free to look at your map as your movement is mostly controlled by coarse movements of your aim instead of fine precision flicks. Reloading is another great time. You can't be shooting anyone while you're reloading, so it's not a detriment to you to take your eyes off those crosshairs and evaluate the situation around you, at least momentarily. Remember that you have full vision of your teammates' locations at all times, as well as the directions in which they're looking. Use this to your advantage to keep tabs on them. If one suddenly turns in a random direction and their velocity drops to nearly zero, you have to question if they've seen an enemy and are starting to engage them. Listen for audio cues and pay attention if that arrow has disappeared the next time you scan your map. Just because you don't see a big red dot pop up on your map signifying an enemy, that doesn't mean that they're not there. Using your teammates' misfortunes to your advantage is just as important as chasing those little red skittles. Now, when it comes to minimaps, there's a lot more to cover, but in the interest of time and your boredom, that's your basics, and let's just move on to team communication. Voice chat. Your ears are just as important as your eyes. Not communicating in-game leaves you deaf to the world around you. You cannot possibly see all the events that are going on around you, no matter how great at sound whoring and micromanaging your in-game view versus minimap glancing is. Sometimes you're just plain not going to know about that DMR guy who's hiding in the secret passageway on Smuggler's Cove, or there's that R97 pushing your flag on Angel City from Star Roof, basically all just because you're not in the ideal position to deal with such things, and you would never even see them to begin with. 6 pairs of eyes and ears are a lot better than 1, and the more that you and your teammates talk to each other and keep each other aware of the situation at hand, the quicker and more effective everyone's reactions will be. This is a pretty simple concept. There's not a whole lot to discuss here. Making callouts, even just really rudimentary ones, is better than staying silent 100% of the time. You don't have to memorize every little thing, and if you die pushing the left lane from a guy sitting in a window, tell your teammates. Give them a general idea of where that guy that just killed you is. Is he inside a building? On the street? On the roof? Parkouring and heading to pull your flag? Moving around midfield to frag while his teammates pull? What are you doing? Are you heading into an enemy base to pull a flag? Do you have a Titan ready and you're looking to carry a flag runner back home? Did 3 dudes just satchel the crap out of you and Charlie? Are you parkouring away from enemies as a mark and you need backup in a certain location ASAP? Tell your team. Just tell them. Get on your voice chat, or even even if you have to go into team chat and type it while you're dead, that's still better than nothing. Just don't be silent. Put that mic on and tell people what are going on, and you're gonna immediately feel a lot more success as soon as you start communicating with your teammates. Be it in an Xbox Live Party chat or a TeamSpeak, Mumble, Ventrilo, or even just in-game voice chat, whatever. Just try and talk and communicate with people. Your situational awareness is going to skyrocket as soon as you learn how to do that effectively. Now, to expand on the callout section, you really don't have to know all the quote-unquote proper names of locations. There kind of aren't really any, so it's up to you and your friends to kind of make something up that works and fits for everybody. So, just for example, I'm going to bring up Outpost 207 just because that's fresh in my head from a game I just played not too long ago. And I'm going to go counterclockwise through the map on all of my callouts that I use. So I have Big Gun arch roof or tower roof. I kind of go back and forth between calling it either one. Most people know what I'm talking about either way. I have fortress roof, which is like that one flag cap roof with like the raised walls and the two windowed things there. After that, I have lumpy roof, observatory flag roof, and then there's just the observatory itself roof, that big dome, maybe dome roof, that might be faster. And then Observatory Island, that short, tiny little building with like that one little fence on it that's right next to the flag roof. Obviously, there's a lot more, but you get the point. Just make up a name for a lot of like those key locations on the map, and be ready to call those out at any point in time. If you're there, or you got an enemy there, or whatever permutation of events leads you to wanting to call that area out, just be sure you got a name for it, so you and your allies know what it is you're talking about, and you can react accordingly. Next up, let's get into an even easier concept still, sound whoring. You know it and love it from Call of Duty as well as plenty of other FPS games, and it's definitely in this game as well. Turn that music off, put your headphones on, and pay attention to all the sounds around you. Positional audio is going to allow you to very precisely track targets whom you can't even see, and is extremely important to your success in the 3D environment of Titanfall, more so than the more static environments of other FPS games. Listen for footsteps, reloads, and tactical ability activations and deactivations, since those are generally the loudest things that an enemy is going to do short of actually shooting their weapon. If you're looking for a more detailed explanation on sound whoring, I suggest searching for a sound whore guide on YouTube, maybe by Driftor or plenty of other people. There's plenty of them out there, and their explanations are probably a whole lot better than anything that I could do, so just give them a shot, take a listen to those, and if you want a more in-depth look, I'm sure they can help you out very, very nicely. Finally, let's talk about movement prediction based upon game modes. This applies more to objective game types than others, so I'm going to use Hardpoint as an example. In Hardpoint, let's say you control B and C points and the enemy is stuck at A. They're going to be pushing out to assault both of these points, so your job is going to be to choose. Do you want to defend B or C? Now, once you choose, you're going to try and lock down a couple of routes in your head where you think enemies are going to be trying to move between those 2 points, and just specifically watch those and try to keep them controlled. You don't necessarily need to be either assaulting a point to dominate them, or standing directly in defense of whichever point you've chosen. You want to kind of tweener it. So you can always react to an enemy making it inside of your hard point. If you're standing outside of it, you can just see in the bottom left corner, the letter of the point that you're defending start to flash. There's an enemy in there. You can simply turn around and just get back in there and try and defend that point, no problem. So in my opinion, you're going to be a lot more beneficial to your entire team trying to do something like that in a hardpoint game than you would just simply camping inside of your hardpoint room. In conclusion, just do your best to keep moving your eyes across the screen whenever you get a free moment. Scan your surroundings, check the score, watch the time, and be aware of how long until your Titan's ready. Put that headset on and talk to your team, or at least listen to them so you can react to what your teammates are saying. Shut the music off so you can focus on the more important game sounds and react to them as they occur. Make sure your loadouts and movement are well suited to the game mode at hand, and you'll always be assured success. Anyways, guys, that's about all that I've got for you today. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something new. As always, like and subscribe for more videos like this one if you feel so inclined. Anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.